Welcome to our deep dive into the world of present value, PV. In this episode, we will break down the concept of PV, provide real-world examples, address common questions, and use data to enhance your understanding. First, let's understand what present value is. Present value is a financial concept that calculates the current worth of a sum of money to be received in the future, considering the time value of money. The formula for present value is PV equals FV slash open parenthesis 1 plus or close parenthesis to the power of n, where FV is the future value, R is the interest rate, and n is the number of periods. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you will receive $1,000 in 5 years, and the interest rate is 5%. To find out what that $1,000 is worth today, you'd calculate PV equals $1,000 slash 1 plus 0.05 caret 5. After performing the calculation, you will find that the present value is approximately $783.53. This means that $783.53 today, at a 5% interest rate, is equivalent to $1,000 in 5 years. One common question is, why is present value important? The reason is that it allows investors to determine the worth of future cash flows in today's terms. To further illustrate, let's consider an investment that promises to pay $10,000 in 10 years. If the expected rate of return is 8%, we can calculate its present value. Using our formula, PV equals $10,000 slash 1 plus 0.08 caret 10. We get a present value of around $4,635.57. When comparing multiple investment opportunities, the concept of present value becomes particularly useful. For instance, suppose you have 2 investment options. Option A pays $5,000 in 3 years with a 6% rate of return, and Option B pays $5,000 in 5 years with a 6% rate of return. To determine which is the better option, we calculate the present value for both. For Option A, the calculation is PV equals $5,000 slash 1 plus 0.06 caret 3, which gives a PV of about $4,198.04. For Option B, the calculation is PV equals $5,000 slash 1 plus 0.06 caret 5, yielding a PV of around $3,747.42. From this comparison, we can see that Option A, with a present value of $4,198.04, is more valuable today compared to Option B. Next, let's visualize the impact of different interest rates on the present value. We'll take a future value of $1,000 to be received in 5 years and calculate its PV at various interest rates: 2%, 4%, 6%, 8%, and 10%. As we can see from the graph, the higher the interest rate, the lower the present value. This visualization helps to understand how sensitive present value is to changes in the interest rate. Another key question is, what happens when the periods vary? To explore this, let's calculate the present value of a $1,000 future value at a fixed 5% interest rate for different time periods: 1, 3, 5, 7, and 10 years. Observing the graph, we notice that as the time period increases, the present value decreases for a given interest rate. This insight emphasizes the importance of the duration in investment evaluations. Let's consider a practical application. Say you want to buy a car and the dealership offers you a financing option where you pay $25,000 after 3 years at an 8% interest rate. To know what this deal is worth today, you calculate PV equals $25,000 slash 1 plus 0.08 caret 3. By performing the calculation, you find that the present value is around $19,844. This means you need to have $19,844 today to cover the $25,000 payment in 3 years at an 8% interest rate. A twist to this concept is the net present value, NPV, which is used for evaluating projects or investments. NPV sums the present values of all cash inflows and outflows over a period. The formula is NPV equals sigma CF underscore T slash open parenthesis 1 plus R close parenthesis to the power of T initial investment. For example, let's evaluate an investment with cash flows of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 over 1, 2, and 3 years with an initial investment of $5,000 at an 8% interest rate. The NPV is calculated as follows. Year 1, $2,000 slash 1 plus 0.08 caret 1 equals $1,851.85. Year 2, $3,000 slash 1 plus 0.08 caret 2 equals $2,572.02. Year 3, $4,000 slash 1 plus 0.08 caret 3 equals $3,175.95. Summing these values gives us $7,599.82. Subtracting the initial investment of $5,000, the NPV is $2,599.82. Since the NPV is positive, the investment is considered profitable. This highlights the importance of NPV in decision-making. Let's consolidate our understanding with a quick quiz. Question 1. What is the present value of $1,500 to be received in 4 years at a 7% interest rate? Answer. Using the formula PV equals FV slash open parenthesis 1 plus R close parenthesis to the power of N. PV equals $1,500 slash 1 plus 0.07 caret 4. The present value is approximately $1,136.32. Question 2. If you have 2 investment options, option A gives you $7,000 in 6 years at a 5% interest rate, and option B gives you $8,000 in 8 years at a 6% interest rate. Which option is better? Answer. Calculate the present value of both. Option PV equals $7,000 slash 1 plus 0.05 caret 6 is almost equal to $5,224.39. Option B. PV equals $8,000 slash 1 plus 0.06 caret 8 is almost equal to $4,994.64. Option A is better with a higher present value. I hope this comprehensive guide has demystified the concept of present value for you. Use these principles to make more informed financial decisions. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more finance tutorials. See you in the next video. Stay financially wise.